Roger Weller was no angel. At the age of 9, he was already a gunman trying to find his way growing up in a single-parent home in the community of South Central downtown Kingston.
The tenement yard that I was brought up in, it was one huge tenement yard with a abandoned shop at the front. In that abandoned shop, you have men, they were my senior, elderly men, as a little youth then, elderly men. I used to peep in the shop on them, cleaning up guns, assembling gun, disassembling gun, and I became fascinated, you know, just looking in, not like they knew that I was, but I was like eavesdropping, looking in on them, and, you know, and when they realized that I was really peeping in on them and I was fascinated by the guns, you know, there I got a little lower into it by, you know, associating myself with them, and they allowed me to clean the guns and to show me how to assemble, how to disassemble the guns.
Roger then began to transport guns from one point to the next.
They used to use me as a youth to carry gun for them in those brown bags because it was easy. They were a target as senior, as big men. They were easily prime target for the police to stop, and so in order police would not stop as a little youth.
By age 19, Roger had been kicked out of school and was now a hardened criminal with a deep-seated anger.
I began to run with the gunmen now, begin to fire shot off men also, and get involved in gang warfare, political gang warfare. And, you know, it's like at 18 entering to 19, it escalated more to the point where I found myself robbing people now.
Roger was now faced with the reality of a criminal lifestyle. His victims, people he knew very well. But things were to take a turn when Roger found himself on the other side of the gun.
When I held up the shop, and the grandmother came in, and she was a senior person. She got a little alarm, and when she came in and saw what was happening, she screamed out, and when she shouted out thief, right, then panic stepped in. So I had to run. So in running now, that's when I realized that, you know, people started gathering and started to chase me. But they really didn't know who it was because I had on a mask. The turning point is that when they started running me down, I had to discharge a couple of rounds to make a space between us. Because can you imagine people violently coming at you, right? And here it is, just a gun in your hand, to two loud explosions that really put a gap between yourself and the people. So when I did that, now at least I got a little time to make some clearance. But there was a policeman that without a uniform, and he saw what was happening. So he was waiting for me. I said in his direction. When I saw him brandish his gun, and when he brandished his gun, the only thing I could do is detour and went over a fence. And when I went over, I hear when he discharges his guns, boom, 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 boom. And he was just, the gun just barking. And when I hit the ground on the other side of the yard, right, there was some bush. And I took the gun and sling the gun away. And the gun, I didn't even know which other bush it ended up in. And when I looked, the policeman was right on me, came through the gate and standing over me. And his gun was like pointing at me. And here, cling, 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 cling. That is to say that he fired all his round. And if he had one round in it, he would have killed me. That's my moment. I stared death in the face.
He was now in the hands of the law, behind bars.
They got one of the best lawyers, a Queen's Counsel, and the lawyer told them that it's going to take a miracle for me to really get off this case, because based upon the evidence and the witnesses, right, then it's going to take a miracle.
And sure enough, his miracle came, turning Roger's life around.
I remember smoking the night and just relaxing, and the other guys went to bed, and it was 2 a.m. in the morning, I never forget, 2 a.m. that morning, the Lord visited with me. I have no Christian heritage to my background. Not like I was brought up seeing my mother attending church service or anybody for me. No, it was not so. I used to walk with my little Gideon Bible in my back pocket and couldn't read that well. Wasn't a fluent reader of such. And that's where, when they said, the mother told me, the lawyer says it's going to take a miracle. I said, well, miracle is only associated with one person, and that is Jesus Christ. And there on that night, I was just weeping in the cell. It's not something I planned to do. I didn't plan to weep, but the tears just running. And I'm lying on my back, and the tears run in that dark, cold cell with chink, bed bugs falling all over you. You get up in the mornings and you're blood up because the bed bugs that you kill, they suck your blood and you roll over on them and squash them, and you smell like chink, or there was smell. And yeah, I didn't want them to see me crying. I began to talk to myself now. And I said, but hold on, just a teenager. You're just 19. I think I was just embarking upon my 19th. Yeah. So you were just 19. And I am like, what are you doing here? At 19, your life has come to an end. Then I start to reason with God and say, God, I will serve you. I'll surrender my life to you. If you help me and get me out of here, I said, just give me one more chance.
But what would happen to him next? How would he impact his world? Join us next week as Roger faces the challenges of his new life.